absolute, utter garbage. Hi everyone, it's Paul again at the Toon Review with a review of last night's absolutely shocking performance between Newcastle United and Manchester United. And you know, we can go into the depths and talk about the game as much as we want. The bottom bare facts here are that Steve Bruce is way out of his depth in the Premier League. His stats over the years have proved that. He's not a Premier League manager and he shouldn't be anywhere near a Premier League team. And that is fact. You know, we look at the team lineup before the game and I think a few people were surprised. He went with pretty much the same team that played against Burnley. He left Manquillo out, which was a strange one for me, and put Emil Kraft in. Jamal Lewis was obviously fit, so he played. And he went with his two trusted centre-backs in Lascelles and Fernandez. Now, it was in midfield that I was confused about because, again, he goes with Hayden and Shelvey in the middle. He goes with ASM on the left. And he persisted with Hendrick on the right, or so we thought. You know, it got, Wilson and Joe Linton again up front. But when the game started, it was blatantly obvious that Isaac Hayden was the right-hand side player this time. Now, what in anybody's right mind does people think that Isaac Hayden is a right-hand side midfielder? He just isn't. And he's played so well in the position that he's been used to in the middle. Steve Bruce puts him out of position. He moves Joe Linton to the right hand side as well. None of the players seem to understand what Steve Bruce is trying to do, and quite frankly, nor do the fans. And this was shocking last night. We got lucky in the first minute. Emil Kraft trying to cross the ball in. Luke Shaw goes to block it and it deflects in past obviously David De Gea, and he's left stranded. Now, at that point, you think, right, we've scored a goal here. Man United just lost 6-1 to Spurs. Their confidence is rattled. And already in the first minute, they're a goal down. Now, any sound manager or anybody with an ounce of tactical nous would say, right, let's go for the jugular here. Let's go for it, attack them, and try and win this game and completely demoralise Manchester United. But no. Bruce Ball comes back into action again and he sits back and says, right, let's just sit back, let Man United have the ball and we'll try and catch them on the counter-attack. Why? We've got players up front who are so quick, they could cause the likes of Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Lindelof, all sorts of problems. Wan-Bissaka is the only one in that back four who has pace for Manchester United. Even the Man United fans would have said that. You know, before the game yesterday, the Man United fans were complaining about the team selection from Ole Solskjaer. Now, that's the Man United fans. So as Newcastle fans, we look at that and say, right, the Man United fans are worried about this team lineup because of what's happened to them in the past. Let's go for it. But again, this negative tactics from Steve Bruce, it's just bollocks. It really is. Manchester United then come out and just start playing the ball around and they think, right, for some reason Newcastle have sat off us here, so let's have a go. And they did exactly that. They dominated us. Whatever you think about the match yesterday, Manchester United dominated. We had 36% possession in that match yesterday. 36 again. No reason for it at all. No reason. Man United 28 shots yesterday. We had 7. It's just not good enough. And I'm fed up now of trying to look at Steve Bruce's tactics in a positive manner and say, right, he did this for this reason or he did this for that reason. Not anymore. It's absolutely rubbish. And I cannot abide having to sit there for the rest of the season watching this utter shite. I just can't. And neither can most Newcastle United fans from what I've read. You know, and he comes out and says, we were still in the game, we were this, we were that. Every time this guy opens his mouth now, it's utter bollocks. I don't know what game Steve Bruce watches, but it's certainly not the one that the majority of Newcastle fans watch. You know, Man United, Harry Maguire comes in, who is rock bottom on confidence at the minute. Absolutely rock bottom. But he's allowed the freedom of Newcastle to jump and head the ball into the net to equalise. And you're thinking at that point, right, would you just know. You just know which team at that point is going to come out on top. And it's not Newcastle. You know, we were lucky to go in at half-time 1-1 because, again, Hayden Darlow has saved us. He saved us. And that's the bottom line here. You know, Hayden Darlow was absolutely superb yesterday again, and hats off to him. He's really stood up to the plate in Dubravka's absence. And he is the only one that came out of that game yesterday with any kind of positivity. The second half starts, and we look like maybe we can go at them a little bit, but no changes were made. Yet again, no changes. When it's blatantly obvious to everyone that we need somebody on the right-hand side that is going to run at them. But no. Hayden comes off injured. Fair enough. You know, hamstring injury. He should have been taken off at half-time. You don't recover from a hamstring injury over a half-time period. They knew he was injured. Why not just swap him straight away? Idiotic. And then the game goes on again, and still no changes from Steve Bruce. We get to 60 minutes, 65 minutes, nothing, when it's clear we need a change. St Maximin is absent in the second half because we're just not attacking. And that's the biggest letdown. And we've got so many attacking players that we're just not using them. Man United then get a penalty. Debatable whether it was or not. I know Jamal Lewis was late. Referee has a look at it and decides it's a penalty. Hayden Darlow makes a fantastic save. Now, does that give us the springboard to go on and go at them? No. We just let them have the ball again and just pitter-patter around us and just demolish us. Take it up the arse again. How many times have we said that this year? So anyway, after the penalty and Man United come at us, we decide then to make a change at around 73 minutes, I think it was. And it's not going to make any difference. Fraser comes on for Joe Linton, who was non-existent yesterday. But I am not going to have a go at Joe Linton simply because he was out of position. You can't expect players to perform out of position. But Steve Bruce just wants to put square pegs in round holes every single match. He doesn't analyse the game ahead. So we make that change. It makes no difference. Man United go on and we know what happened. They scored 3 goals. Hayden Darlow is injured with 20 minutes to go. He can't hardly move. Why keep him on the pitch? It makes no sense to anybody watching that game. You know, and for Man United players, all they need to do is just shoot. You know, let's start shooting. Let's have a few, you know, shots in the bottom corner, top corner, whatever it is. Make him stretch. I mean, Fernandes scored a lovely goal. It has to be said, the way he finished that was class. You know, Rashford's finish was great as well, but we were just in pieces. We were all over the pitch. And no excuse can be made for our manager yesterday. But does he come out in the interviews and say, I got it wrong, I did this, I did that? No, he doesn't. He tries to say that we were in the game for long periods of time and then we could have snatched it. What match is this guy watching? It's certainly not the Newcastle one. And I don't know what he sees on the sideline compared to the rest of the fans. Because, quite frankly, he's in a different planet. And we are in deep trouble this season. We've got Wolves coming up next weekend. I mean, God help us. And then Everton, who are playing brilliantly at the minute. So, where we will be in 2, 3, 4 matches' time, God only knows if he persists with this negative attitude. Because you look at that game yesterday and everybody thought, right, Man United are having a tough time. We've got real attacking players with pace. One thing Man United have struggled with this season, and Man United fans will agree, is pace in the back four. But does Steve Bruce utilise that? No, he doesn't. We score a lucky first goal and then we sit back and let them come on to us for the whole game. And there's no need for it. We could have got a result yesterday, but Man United played us off the park. There's no doubt absolute about it. Man United played us off the park. And I feel sorry for the players in a way. I know when you go over that white line, you've got to perform. But when they're given instructions to sit back, it's not Maximin's natural game. It's not Wilson's natural game. It's not Fraser's natural game. And he keeps Almiron on the bench till 3 minutes left in the game. What is going on there? We're crying out for pace, and he keeps him on his arse for literally the whole game. Brings him on when we're 2-1 down. It's too late. It's just utter rubbish, man. This man has got to go. His Premier League record speaks for itself. It's shite. It's really bad. So why we persist on playing, keeping this manager, I do not know. I'm furious about last night. Absolutely furious. Because that was a chance. It was a real chance to have a go at Man United. But credit to Man United. They saw what Newcastle did and they took perfect advantage of it. They just played us off the park. So well done to them. For us, we've got to look back now and think, Jesus, we're in trouble. We're in real trouble. What are we going to do? How are we going to get out of it? We are not going to get anywhere with Steve Bruce as our manager. And there's nothing much more can be said. The players were dreadful. There's no doubt about it. But when they're told to do a certain something and sit behind the ball and not play the natural game, they're bound to be all over the place. So what I've done in the comments below, I've pinned my, in the description, I've listed my 1 to 10s, 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 for the players. Have a look there, see what you think, see if you agree with it. Put in the comments below what you think of my player ratings, and then obviously put yours in there. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think as well, because quite frankly, you know, Man United were just skies above us, and Steve Bruce is so tactically inept, he hasn't got a clue. One thing he should have done, as a manager, you sit there and you work out what you're going to do for the next match, not the previous one. You work out tactics for that team you're playing against. You don't just say, oh well, this 11 played really well, I'm just going to put them back out again. You don't do that. You analyse the team you're playing against and you put a team out to play that team. But this is where Steve Bruce totally falls down as a manager, because he hasn't got the balls to drop players. He just thinks, right, you played well, you can play well in the next game, you can do well, go on, pat on the back. It doesn't work like that. Football is not like that. You have to watch and analyse the team that you're currently playing. So anyway, that's all I can say on last night. Was absolutely shocking. It was terrible. And God help us moving forward if we persist with this manager. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, do drop us hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell so you do know when I upload videos. I also have videos coming out on the Premier League as well. It is a Newcastle United channel, but I like to talk about the Premier League as well with predictions and reviews. That'll be coming out probably on Tuesday after this round of games to see if my predictions are right. I can already tell you that most of them are completely wrong, but never mind. If you've come back again, thank you very much. It means the world to us. Do catch me on Twitter at The Toon Review. But until then, stay safe, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks very much. Be strong.